Okay guys, good morning. We will continue what we have talked about in our last lecture. We have talked about problem solving principle and techniques. We have talked about data organization or organizing the data, adapting different point of view, and today we will continue talking about making a visual representation and intelligent guessing and testing. So for data organization, we have talked about this one, finding the median number, and we said for that we need first of all to sort the array. Then we want to check the array size. If the array size is even, in that case I will find the one in the middle. If the array size is odd, I will find the one here in the middle. And if it is even, I'm going to find the average for the one in the middle and the one before it. If you remember this code here, we are sorting the array, and here we are checking the array size, and based on that we are calculating the size here. The size, find the median based on size divided by 2. In this case, the median will be 1 element because the size of the array is odd. If the size of the array is not odd, it's even, we will find the average for the 2 elements, 7, okay, and 6, and so on. We have talked about this in the last lecture. The other problem that we have talked about is the library problem. We have Faisal and Maha. One of the club has initiation fees, and the other club doesn't have initiation fees. The first club you need to pay 6.2 riyal, and for the second club you don't have to pay any initiation fee, but you have to pay 8.1 riyal. We want to calculate when they are the same, when Maha has spent more than Hassa. So we have prepared our table here. We have first column for number of books, then for Hassa and for Maha. This is the first element, initiation fee. For Hassa we have 20, for Maha we have nothing. Then we start finding the sum of these elements. The sum of these elements one by one, adding 8.1 to this column and adding 6.1 to this column in addition to 20, and so on until we reach to a point that these both fees are equal. So now here the code, if you remember this, we have put the initiation fee for Hassa in element number 0, and we have put the initiation fee for Maha, which is equal nothing, 0, because in the second club we don't have initiation fees. Then we started this one, finding the sum of these. So we have parts of this example, and here we have checked if Maha of I is greater than Hassa, then we print the value of I. We print the value of I because we have started from 1, not from 0. We have talked about this example, and also we have talked about the triangle here, and we talked about the code here, how we check if this is a triangle or not. If A plus I greater than C, and B plus and C of I greater than A, and A and C of I greater than B. We have also talked about this. So this is the triangle here. The summation of this and this, B is about this is C. C plus B should be greater than A, and A plus C should be greater than B, and A plus B should be greater than C. In that case, we call this triangle. And also we have talked about adapting different point of views, تقبل وجهات النظر, and we focus on 3 things here. You remember, we have to look at the problem from different side. Look at the problem from different side. This is first of all. Second of all, we have to look at the problem. We have to have a very good communication skills. I will write COM, communication skills, مهارات اتصال. Then we should have also, we should accept other opinion. And if you are correct for 97%, maybe someone will add for you this 5%. And this 5% to solve the problem or for the solution is very important, is important percentage. Or maybe he add a very important point to your solution. So adapt different point of view. Then we have talked about, if you remember, we have talked about the team here. This is the first solution, and we have calculated that we have 24 games. The other one said no, we don't look at the winner, we should look at the loser. We have 25 teams and 24 losers, so we should conduct or play 24 games in the gymnasium or in the playground. So this is one of the second point of view had a second point, and here is the first point. So listen to it, to others, they might help you to solve your problem. We have talked about this. Then we have talked also about number of nuggets inside a box of 3 and 7 here. Okay, and we just make some guessing to find the number here. And now, inshallah, we will start with, continue with today. Our lecture for today will be about making visual representation. Okay. Sometimes in the lecture, I draw here something. I start drawing something. I draw a rectangle. I maybe draw an array. So I try to represent the data to you. So my problem here is delivering the content to the student and make things easier to them, so that they can understand the course. So to solve this problem, you notice that sometimes I make a visual representation for the data. So when we use a visual representation, this depends on the case actually. When a problem asks a question about particular given geometric or figure drawing, it goes without saying that the drawing or visual representation is an integral part of the solution, and it is necessary. So sometimes drawing the things will help me and you to understand what we are talking about, or help you and help others to solve their problem. For example, when you are giving direction for someone, instead of talking, you can draw a map for him, telling him go left, go right. Sometimes drawing things will make things easier to you and to others to solve a problem. So there are many examples for representing the data. And can anyone tell me maybe in this course or in the softwares that we are using. An example of visual representation. Anyone can tell me and give me an example about visual representation for the things? يلا شباب. Anyone?
Like drawing and drawing on the screen.
Yes, this is one. And the other drawing, the design, you mean the design application, right? Yeah, this one. And if you remember, some of the students give me this answer. He said the flowchart, right? Flowchart, one of the visual representation that we use to solve a problem, flowcharts. And as you said, the designing application. I need a big example, bigger one. What about guys Windows? The main problem was in the operating system before Windows, how to treat or how to deal with the files. So before Windows, we have DOS. Okay, if you open this one using the command here in Windows, if you write CMD, you will see DOS. It is just a black screen, black screen. This black screen, guys, it is a screen to deal with files, like Windows, but it is not like Windows. It is just a black screen. So if you want to copy a file, you should write copy, for example, file name here, write a file name, then take a space, then write the destination here, where I am going to paste the file. This is how user were dealing with the file using DOS. DOS, this operating system DOS, has no Windows. Has the only thing that you can see is a black screen. So, for example, if you wanna copy a file, you should know the word copy, and you should know the file name, and you should know the destination. So you should write here copy, then you will write the file name, then the destination. So this is only for copy and paste. Okay, what about other command? Moving, cut, delete, whatever, show, sort, everything is very difficult using this. So after that, they have, or Microsoft has invented Windows. It is a visual representation for your file. Now your file appears, or the files appear on the screen clearly, and you can sort the file, you can close, open the file, copy, paste, whatever, and delete the file in easy way, in a very easy way, okay? And Windows give you a lot of capabilities. Why Windows is, let's say, a commonly used and one of the famous operating system, the most famous operating system here, because everyone can use Windows and it is easy to use. Why it is easy to use? Because Windows has made a visual representation for your file. Okay, so everything is easy for you to use, and it is very easy to you to treat with a file. I think this is one of the example help you to understand how important is to visual or represent the data. To represent the data visually, so that you can treat with them as a drawing. So this screen here is a window, okay, but the file in the computer is not like this actually, but you can see it in a visual way and easy way, and you can do a lot of operation inside this file using window. Why this is easy? Because window, as I have said, made a visual representation for the file. Okay, so this is one of the example. Now I will go over the slides here. Problem number 6, city fair. At the country fair, there are several employees assigned the task of tracking the number of people who participate in specific activity each day. So there is an activity and there are some employees know some information about this activity and know the number of people participated in some days or in a range of days. This activity was at the archery range. Archery range which is مكان للرماية يعني مكان للرماية. Okay. Now here are some statement that this employee or some fact that this employee provided to us. First of all, Rosalinda notes showed that from Monday through Saturday there were 510 people at the archery range. Gabriel recorded that from Monday through Wednesday there were 392 people at the archery range. And Frank said that he found that on Tuesday and Friday there were 220 people at the archery range. And Adel found that on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday there were total 208 people at the archery range. Finally, Alfred found that from Thursday through Saturday there were 118 people at the archery range. Assuming all of the figures were correct, how many people were at the archery range on Monday? So you have these facts. Okay. And you need to find the number of people on Monday. Now, these facts, we will assume that these facts, I am saying facts. So we assuming that all of these figures were correct. And we want to check how many people were on Monday. As you can see here, we have Rosalinda or Gabriel, and we have Frank, we have Adel, we have also Alfred, yes. So these people have these facts. So now we can change this directly to mathematical formulas. If you remember المعادلات أو حل المعادلات, mathematical formula or equation. Assuming that Monday has variable, Thursday has a variable, and Tuesday and one day, Sunday, all of the days have some value or variable, and we will add this number together and write the formula in the next slide. So based on these facts, we are going to represent this data using formula. Okay, represent the data using formula. So I will go to next slide here. For example, look at the first statement here. Before I go to next slide, Rosalinda noted showed from Monday through Saturday there were 520 people. So this is the formula for Rosalinda. From Monday until Saturday, Monday plus Tuesday plus Wednesday plus Thursday plus Friday plus Saturday, we have 510 people. Then also the other one said from Monday to Wednesday we have 392. people, and the third one said we have on Tuesday and Friday we have 220 people, and the fourth person said that from Wednesday to Sunday we have 280, and the last one said Thursday and Friday and Saturday we have 180. And based on solving this equation, we have found that the number of people. So solving this equation is not related to programming, it's related to math. So I think you have studied calculus or whatever. You can move maybe Wednesday to right, and maybe change Monday to some other value, and so on. After solving this equation, you will find that we have 82 people. So our point of view here, or the visual representation for this data, or for this equation, they recommend you sometimes to use visual representation to help others to understand this formula. So this is what we have done in this slide. This is slide. In slide number 24 here we have, as you can see, Rosalinda, Gabriel, Frank, Adel, and Alfred. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we have here the total. So we have added here all the days mentioned and put X beside each day, and we put also the total here. So this one, or this, as you can see here, this one will help you to write your formula and to make a visual representation for this formula. As you can see here, so this will help you to find the value. So sometimes drawing a visual representation help us to find the solution. This is the third technique. So we have talked about first we have talked about visual representation. We have talked about data organizing or organizing data. And we have also talked about adapting different number or different point of view. So you can use one of them, you can follow one strategy, you can follow one concept, you can follow all of these concepts to solve your problem. This depends on the problem that you have. The last thing is intelligent guessing and testing. Okay. So we mean by intelligent, smart, guessing and testing. Guessing in Arabic اللي التخمين, and testing اللي هو الفحص. And we said intelligent, okay, smart. Okay. Now, what do we mean by intelligent? Guessing and testing. This method, guessing and testing, is sometimes referred to as the method of trial and error, which is sometimes considered a more negative expression. Yani here, this one, trial and error, mean intelligent guessing, but this one leads to negative expression. Okay, so it's better to call it intelligent guessing, not a trial and error. Okay, but both are talking about the same technique and the same concept. They added adjective intelligent guessing and testing should put your mind at ease and reassure you that this is indeed and even and often useful strategy. Okay, so it's better to call it intelligent guessing. Okay, it is positive, but trial and error is somehow negative expression. Okay, before I start talking about these, the next slide, just I will give you just a small example about intelligent and guessing. In my opinion, I think, let's suppose that we have a kid here, هذا الطفل، okay، في عنده water، هذه موية، okay، and he has a boat made of paper. He made a small boat كذا, and this boat made of paper. Okay. He put the boat on the paper and he found this boat is floated. يعني طفى هذا البوت. وما غرق. It doesn't sink, or it did not sink in the water. So he thought that I will try to put something heavy here. So first of all, maybe he tried, let's say, one coin, metal coin, or metal piece, let's say coin, on this boat. Okay, so the boat is still floating. Then he put another coin to check, to try to see what's happening, to check the forcing flow, قوة الطفو لهذا البوت كم بيقدر يتحمل. Put another coin, so it is still floating. The boat does not sink. Then he tried to put a third coin. So now he tries something and wanna check what is happening. Maybe at the coin number 5, the boat sank in the water, غرق في الماء يعني. So in that case, he tries and he guesses something. He finds something here that maybe if the weight is equal to 5 coins, or if the number of coins is 5, then the boat will sink. So based on that, this kid, now he's aware of there is something called floating force أو قوة طفو يعني. There is something floating, and this floating boat can carry weights. So when he tried to put these coins on this boat. First of all, he started with 1 coin. Then he started with the other. Then the third. So he might start with 5, and the boat will sink. Okay. Then after that might start with 4, and in the opposite way. He might put 5 coins, then he will find that the boat is sinking or sink. Then he will try the 3 coins, then the 2 coins, then the 1 coin, and so on. So these we call it input here. Input, okay, are reasonable, yani make sense. So let's suppose this kid, for example, put 5 kilogram of metal. اوكي، جاب 5 كيلو من المعدن حطها على هذا البوت، اكيد هذا this boat will sink، راح يغرق هذا البوت. اوكي، will sink. So if he tried this weight, he will not try weight more than this. He will not try, for example, 6 kilogram or 7 kilogram. Why? Because he wanna check something, and he want to try another weight that makes sense to him. So if 5 kilogram was sink, so it is for the second trial. For the first trial, he has tried a 5 kilogram. For the second trial, he should try, for example, 4 kilogram or 3 kilogram, not more than this weight. The weight should be less than 5 kilogram. So he tried, and error happened to him. But when he did the next try, or when he tried again and again, the data or the things he used in his tries should make sense. So as I have said, if he used a 5 kilogram and the boat sank, he must not use 6 kilogram. Okay, he must use maybe 4 or 3 or 100 gram, whatever, but not more than 5. So the data, this is why we call it intelligent guessing. So the data, or that your tries or your inputs for your experiment should be intelligent, okay, in order to reach to the correct answer. هذا بسموه ممكن in Arabic هو البحث التجريبي. Okay, البحث التجريبي. So I might create a theory based on some experience or experiments. Okay, so my data should be correct and my data should make sense. So as this get done, one coin that does not float. After the one coin, he does not put a 5 kilogram. No, he put another coin and added the third coin, and he didn't add a very heavy or a heavy thing. He put only something light, like coins. First of all, he tried the first one coin, then 2 coins, then 3 coins, and so on. But when he tried 1 coin, he did not try the 5 kilogram coin. Okay. So using, let's say, or trying to guess something should be intelligent, and you should know your input or your data, or your trial should make sense to you. Okay. And putting or trying, if your trials were correct, you will reach to the correct answer. Okay. And in every try في كل محاولة راح narrow، يعني راح تضيق possibilities. narrow يعني تقلل possibilities لهذه التجربة for this experience. narrow تضيق يعني الاحتمالات. فإذا كانت كل ما كانت الداتا accurate and دقيقة كانت الاكسبيرمنت ناجحة success. So this is what we have talked about in the next slide. So make sure that your trial are correct to reach the correct result. If you tried everything and your data or your input to this experiment was making sense, that means you will easily reach to the correct answer, because every time you are narrowing بتقلل احتمالات للإجابة حتى توصل للإجابة. So this is one of the example for intelligent guessing and testing. Now I will go to next slide here. Here is the next slide. What do we mean by intelligent guessing and testing? We have been using the guess and test strategy most of our life here. For cooking, okay, and thermometer test our guess to see if we were right. If not, we put the roast back in the oven. So these are something, or some example like cooking also. If you are cooking something, you will maybe increase the temperature or decrease the temperature based on the meat. Test. You will check the meat every time and take it from the oven and see the meat, then you will put it again. And based on that, you will use the oven and you will specify the correct temperature for this. يعني الحرارة المناسبة للميت هذا. But there are a lot of examples of using guessing and testing in our life. Here is the cooking is one of the example. Now I will go to next slide. Now I am in slide 28. Another example in when we are trying to find a particular place while driving, we guess it will be on a specific street. If it turns out it is not there, we make another guess based on what information we receive. So another example of searching here for a space, a place, searching for a place here, someone using a bike to or a car to reach to a specific street. So when he uses his car, maybe drive to this specific street, he will find that it is not the correct street, so he might do another guess and go to another street, maybe, and so on. There are a lot of examples in our life for intelligent guessing and testing. Okay. But for example here, if I know that the street in the east, okay, إذا بعرف إنه الستريت هذا في الشرق، في جهة الشرق, it's not supposed to go west, صح? So my guessing should be intelligent, or go north, not to go north or south or west. I should go to the east. So this is some of the example about intelligent testing and guessing, cooking as we said here, or searching for a place or a location, and so on. Now here, searching for a specific street, and as I said before, cooking and so on. Now I will go to next slide. Here, always try to, when you guess something or you want to guess something, make sure that your information that you have provided are making sense. Okay, making sense. Okay, so if you have a complicated problem and you have provide a good information or a good input to your experiment, this help you to narrow the possibilities, تقلل الاحتمالات الخاطئة. When used to help solve rule should not be made randomly. Okay, ما يكون randomly, should make sense and widely, as we said here, as we said before. And if the problem is not solved, you should make the second guess and the third guess and the no. But the most important thing in this slide, that your guesses should make sense and should be randomly and widely selected. Okay, randomly but widely. Okay, it's okay to be random, but should be widely بحكمة يعني. And so on. So and this, of course, if you made your first guess, it's suppose that your second guess should narrow the possibilities, تقلل الاحتمالات حتى توصل للإجابة, to reach to the answer. And the third guess will also narrow the possibilities until you reach to the correct answer, and so on. So the most important thing inside that your guesses should be wide and make sense until you reach to the correct answer. Now here we have in the next slide example. Let's take a look at this example. This is guys our example here. Now we want to know what is the number here and here. Okay. Now for this sequence we have 2, 0, 4, 3, 6 as you can see here. We have these numbers. We have this number. And we want to know what is the number here and here. So let's look at the solution here. This is based on our observation. We have these sequence of numbers. We have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So as you can see, the number here, this one, and this one, this one, and this one, and this one is increasing by 2. دائما. طيب. So what do you think شباب؟ كم النمبر هنا؟ What is the number should be here? This is easy. كم راح يكون هنا النمبر؟ I hope you are with me. كم راح يكون النمبر هنا؟ We have 0, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What is the number here guys? كم راح يكون؟ Every time, what we are doing here? Yes, I want to save the chat here. Okay, should be 12. That good. That good. Yes, should be 12. Because we are increasing the number by 2. Right? This is, I think this is easy. What about this one? 0, 3, 7, 12, 18. What do you think about this number? We have another sequence here. If you can see 0, 3, 7, 12, 18, and yes, 18, and we have, yes, Bilal said 25, that's correct. That's correct. Ziyad also said 25. That's correct. That's good. So based on this here, based on this sequence here, we have 0 plus 3. Here, I will write here. We have here added 3. Then 3 to 7. So we have added 4. Then 7 to 12. We have added 5. Then from 12 to 18, we have added 6. So it is supposed now here to add 7. Okay. Then the number will be 25. That's correct. That's correct. Good. So in the next slide, we have the solution here. As we have mentioned, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Then we will have 0 plus 3, 3, 3 plus 4, 7, 7 plus 5, 12, 12 plus 6, 18. So 18 plus 7 will be 25. So this is our first example here. And in the second slide, we are talking about the solution here. So we have solved this slide. Now I will go to the next slide or the next problem here. That's good. Thank you, Abdullah. I will go, inshallah, to next slide, which is 32. Now, here. We have here, guys, a local firm has to fill an order for rubber marble and rubber balls. So we have here two pieces. We have here rubber marbles, and we also have a rubber balls. This is the second piece. A rubber ball weight 1 ounce, يعني أوقية هي أو ounce in Arabic. It is just a unit for weight, okay, 1 ounce each. So هذه وزنها الربر بول الواحدة 1 ounce. While the rubber marbles being sold weigh 2 ounces. هذا الربر وزنها الوحدة 2 ounce. Okay. Now these have the same size. These have the same size. لهم نفس الحجم. Okay, and the same spherical object, نفس الشكل. So they have spherical object and they have the same size. So they will let's say reserve the same place, the same size or the same place because they have the same size. Now, what is best rate for shipping is for the box to hold exactly 80 ounce. Now, البوكس اللي عندنا this our box can carry at most أكثر شيء 80 ounces. So we want to fill the box with 80 ounces. How many each should they put? How many of each should they put in the box? كم لازم نحط في هذا الصندوق? So we have rubber and rubber balls. The rubber marbles weigh 2 ounce, and the rubber balls weigh 1 ounce. So and our box can carry 80 ounce at most, and we wanna use it. We wanna use these boxes. So how many of each should they put in these boxes? Based on intelligent and guessing. Here I will go to next table here. I will clear the drawing to see will it you know. Now here we tried 25 from the rubber marbles which weight 2, and here the rubber ball weight 1. So 25 by 2 which is 50, 25 by 1 25, the number here is 72. So now the weight is not 80, it is less than 80. So based on the first experiment here, as we said, the first try, we should try another thing. And because our weight is less than expected, we want to try something more. We want to try something to add some pieces to make it reach to our weight. We should not, for example, reduce the number of balls or reduce the number of marbles because our weight is less, so we need to increase. This is what we mean by our guessing, or our guesses should make sense or should be wide. Okay, wide يعني مختار بحكمة يعني, and intelligent. So we should not try something less, we should try something more because the weight is less than 75. So the best and the choice was 30 plus multiplied by 2 which is 60, and 20 multiplied by 1 which is 20. So now the optimal weight is 80 ounce, which is exactly one we need. So this one was no, and this one was no, this one was the correct answer. So here we made more tries or more trials, more guessing, but we need to make that our guessing or our guesses or our trials should make sense, should be widely chosen. Okay. As I said here, because the weight is less, we have to somehow increase the number of pieces, not decrease. نزيد عدد القطع لأنه الحجم أقل، الوزن أقل. So this is the best solution for this problem. Now I will go to next problem here. This guy Omar has played a dartboard here, whose section are 2, 3, 5, 11, and 13. And he scored exactly 150. We want to know what is the fewest number of darts Omar could have thrown. شو أقل عدد من الرميات رماها عمر حتى يحصل على 150 to get 150. So these are the section we have, or the value or the points for each section. One of the section has 2 points. One of the section, it is the one in the here. It's just like this. If you maybe this is 2, this is 3, maybe this is 5 and 11 inside, and we have maybe this point is the 13. يعني everyone knows this game. So we want to know what is the fewest number of darts that Omar could have thrown or threw to get exactly 150. So these are our guesses on the next table here. I will clear the drawing. I hope it's clear now. We have 12 plus multiplied by 13, 12 darts, which is 156. So we are multiplying. This is the section and this is the number. Okay. We have 156, too big or too large. This is not good or not, does not work with the number 150. And here we have, check this, 11 multiplied by 13, 1 plus 5, 1 by 2, and the number is here 150. And here also the number was 150. And here is the number is 150, and here and here. But the fewest darts or the fewest trial to reach this number, which is 150, was by this. Omar has thrown or has scored 9 times in this section and 3 times in this section. So 3 multiplied by 11, 33, and 9 multiplied by 130, which is something 127, 127 plus 33, which is equal 150. But here, as you can see, we have 12. So this is the fewest number, the fewest. So this depends on intelligent guessing, This is the second problem, or the second example for using intelligent guessing and testing. I am trying to do something here to reach to the correct answer. I am trying to get some numbers to reach to the correct answer. And as I mentioned all the time, your choices or your trial should be wide and guesses should make sense. لازم تكون منطقية يعني. Now our last example was this slide about يعني, making your guesses wide and as long as you are using or your guesses are making things and while this will help you to reach to the correct answer faster, quicker. Okay, so as long as in this slide we are saying as long as your guesses are wide and make sense. Okay, that means you will faster reach the correct answer. Faster reach to the correct answer here. Okay, as long as your choices are wide and making sense, you will reach to the correct answer faster. Now the third and the last problem here. Is this clear, guys? I didn't ask you about the rubber and darts. Are these examples clear, guys? Do you have any question about the 2 examples or about the 3 examples? Anyone has any question, Shabab? Clear? Is there anyone, do you need any more explanation about this example?
No, clear.
Okay, clear, inshallah. I hope this is clear for all of you. Now I will go to the third thing here, or the third problem, or the third example. Wadha wants to fence in a rectangular garden plot for vegetables. She has 20 feet of fencing. عندها من هذا السياج 20 متر. تخيل, imagine that she have this fence and she have 20 feet. 20 meter, 20 feet, whatever, it is just 20, okay? 20. So what will the dimension be if she wants to enclose the largest possible area? استخدام this fence, she wants the largest area for this fence. So now the only input that we have that she has 20 feet. So imagine that this is the fence. هذا الفنس. المحيط كامل perimeter for this is 20. هذا المحيط كامل اللي معها. فهي she think how to enclose the largest possible area. كيف تغطي أكبر مساحة باستخدام هذا الفنس. أوكي. هذا البريميتر تاعك محيط المستطيل عندنا اللي هو 20. So we have here المحيط شو يساوي للمثلث؟ all of you know اللي هو width البريميتر أو المحيط width plus height I will write h ضرب 2. So here راح تكون المعادلة كذا equation 20 it will be 2 multiply width plus height. يعني الويدث أو الهايت زائد الويدث whatever نجمعهم نضربهم ب2 بعطينا الفنس المحيط كامل. In other case divide by 2 we have 10 equal to width plus height. هذا الشيء اللي احنا وصلنا له. So I will make my guesses here and see the largest area. طب شوف. What is the area of the rectangle guys? Now احنا هنا نتكلم عن بريمتر أو المحيط كامل. طب مساحة the area of the rectangle. What is the area of the rectangle? شو هي؟ عبارة عن إيش؟ مساحة. The area of the rectangle. It is width by height صح؟ هذه مساحة المثلث. مساحة rectangle مستطيل. عبارة عن width by height. But this is the perimeter. Width plus height ضرب 2 equal 20. هو طول الفنس طول السياج. So width plus height equal 10. And we have another input, which is all of you know, the area of the rectangle is equal to width by height. So I will go to next slide here. So what we are going to do to find the pair of number. Okay, the pairs of number, let us use strategy of intelligent guessing and testing to see which dimension give the largest area. خلينا نشوف. هو سهل إن شاء الله. length أنا مسميه width و height. هو length و width هو الطول يعني قاصد فيه أنا not height. length و width والlength والwidth وليس الارتفاع والعرض هو الطول. Now here the formula that we have talked about here, length plus width multiplied by 2. So length z width equal 10. So we have here take some numbers which have the sum equal to 10, which have the sum equal to 10. So we have 1 plus 9, we have 2 plus 8, 3 plus 7, 4 plus 6, 5 plus 5 here. And here we find the area for each one. Now, the largest area based on that is 5. It's this one, 5 by 5, 25. So now, if I want to include the largest area or the greatest area, I should use 5 by 5. Okay. So the largest area will be when you are using square. إذا أنت أي شيء عملته مربع فهو بيحتوي على أكبر مساحة. دائما السكوير هو أكبر مساحة. Okay. It is a square مربع يعني 5 في 5. 5 by 5. كيف عرفناها؟ هي عملية حسابية. المساحة هي الطول في العرض length في width وهذا لازم يكون مجموع الطول في العرض equal to 10. And this is the answer here. Now, in the other slide also we have tried another number here. We have used some decimal points or decimal number, whatever. Also 5 will be the greatest. It will enclose or cover the largest area here, which is 5 by 5. So these are some example or some concepts for problem solving. We have studied 5 concepts, which are intelligent guessing and testing, adapting different point of view, data organization or data organizing, and we have also talked about visual representation. Don't forget this strategy. That does not mean you can only use one concept in your problem. You can mix these concepts together or use more than one strategy or one technique or one concept with another one to solve your problem. You have the choice whether to choose any of these techniques. We have now finished our course. I have uploaded the revision slides and I have edited some of these slides. I just mentioned the main topic that we have studied in this course. We have studied defining variables, constant, variable والconstant. We have talked about arithmetic operation and logical operation and operator. We have talked about if, switch, short if, okay, يعني selection statement. We have talked about for, why, and do while. And our next lab, inshallah, based on your request, inshallah, will be about why and do why. There are 2 tasks or 2 examples, and I have attached the example. I have uploaded these tasks to Blackboard, and inshallah we will solve them together. Also, we have talked about, after talking about variable, constant, arithmetic, and logical operation, and we have talked about selection, if, switch, short if. We have talked about while, do while, for. Then we have talked about 1-dimension, 2-dimension arrays. Then we talked about strings, C strings, and take more examples about these. Finally, we have talked about the problem solving techniques. So if you have any question about these topics, you can send me an email, or you can pass by me on Wednesday from 8 to 10. If you pass any time in the university, you might find me here in my office in the ground floor if you have any question. Now, just I want to mention something here. For the next course, you are going to study records. We will make more operation on array. راح نعمل rotating و shifting في الarrays و records. And then we will talk about pointers. We will talk about function, built-in function and user-defined function, okay? Passing by value and passing by reference. We will talk about files. We will talk about headers, and so on. These are for the second course. We will talk about a lot of things here. Records, arrays, files, headers, function, and so on. Now, here, these are the topics. Now, some of the topics not covered in both courses here. Not covered. If you want to, during your let's say vacation here in the winter between the 2 semesters, if you want to read about vectors in C++, that would be great. حاب تقرأ في هذا المجال vector in C++, vectors. It's kind of dynamic array, and it can contain different type of data. That would be great for if you want to read about these topics. That's all from my side, inshallah.